show and prove, they're like, oh, well, you know,
Happen all the time.
it's just that they're still doing stuff like 1990,
We'll talk about it.
in the 90s.
I'll explain.
They have rate sheets, which is fine, whatever, they have rate sheets, but do you know they have engines now? You can just.
I like your rate
stuff
sheet
in
better.
there. It's just stupid, like,
Because it's
Yeah.
slam dunk when you show them your rate sheet.
oh man. I'll try
Every
not
one
to-
of my clients picked the most expensive closing
Yeah.
costs.
Yeah,
Every one
They
of them.
always do, yeah.
Every single one of them, 3 in a row, picked the lowest interest rate with the highest closing costs.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have to break a sweat to sell it. As soon as they saw those comparisons, they're going, oh, no,
And
the
see,
3%.
That's why it says to
Yeah.
send it, to show it to them, because if you just said, hey, do you want a really low rate for $20,000? They'll say no, obviously.
Of course not.
But if you see the trade-off, you know, if you see the matrix.
And then explain to them how the savings pays off the cost of the loan in
It's
2
recouped
years,
in a couple
and you
of
got
years.
28 years of cream or
Yep.
gravy,
Yeah, yeah.
then it's a slam dunk.
That's correct, yeah,
So you
so,
gotta follow up with that.
hers signed yesterday, and then so anyway, you count the day that they signed. I don't know if you guys knew that. I always forget that, but I was reminded again, you count the day they signed.
Even
so
if they
it's
sign
one-
at night, at like
Even if they sign at night.
Yeah, it's just the
6
same
at night
day.
or 9 at night.
Yeah, so today's day 2, and then tomorrow is Thursday? Tomorrow's Friday, or tomorrow's
Tomorrow,
Thursday.
Thursday.
So tomorrow will be day 3.
They signed yesterday?
I was getting mixed up on that. They signed yesterday, yeah.
That's so cool.
And then the 4th day you can fund, and then usually the same day, no later than the next day, you can get paid, next business day. So I'm gonna be super happy to give her money, because she's really tried, but remember I told you guys, she was like very compassionate, and she was getting all the people, well, I don't even have a credit score. Can I do it? You know, she kept sending those in, and I would go, oh, I did say we could do these, didn't I? So I blasted out, and I kept lenders working on it for 2 months. Anyway, on hers, I just wanted to announce that one. Then I have Jeff's that came in almost around the same, about a week later. And Jeff's came in, you guys have to have a 620 mid score or higher to do the 2-week loans, UW1. 620 or higher, yeah. So try to pay attention to that. If the husband has 800 and the wife has 580, then we're going 580. You guys know that. You go with the lowest score. So try to see if we can get 620. His did not have a 620, it had a 605. But he had like a 50% LTV, and everything else looked kind of good. And so since it was 605, I knew I can get it up to 620 pretty fast. So we just literally went in what if simulator and moved some things around on the credit. And it said, okay, if you pay this down, it goes to 620. Let him know. He took care of it, sent proof, and we sent the proof in. Rapid rescore, 1 day later, they had 620.
Actually, he had already paid off $753 of the 1150-ish, that 1103
Which worked good,
that
yeah.
we needed to lower his credit balances. He had already paid off $753 and on the $200 payment on another credit
I
card
paid some on it too.
a week ago. It didn't even show up on the credit score. So all I had to do was have him pay one credit card $200 to get over the hump, and then get receipts for all of them, and they were all like handwritten receipts. I had to get handwritten receipts from his credit
Credit union?
credit union.
Mhm.
Yeah, from the bank manager.
Did you tell him about those other few things we need?
It's all done.
Oh, nice.
I already spoke with his tax preparer tonight before I got here and paid the fuckers you bleep that out. Paid the frickin' people $35 to email me over his tax returns.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, guy's a jerk.
And people are trying to make money.
He moved from Long Beach to
$35.
the Inland Empire, some, desert town. I don't know where. So he's like hurting for every dollar.
Well, I just now put several ads back up, and before I even get out the house, I have like 10 people already hit the ads. So I'm gonna invite them out. I'm gonna be setting them up only on Fridays and Sundays so I can have some type of life. Because it was crazy before. So it's on Fridays and Sundays I'll be setting them up. So we'll get more people in this meeting. So other than that, I also was letting people know about the WeWork here. Someone tried it out this last weekend. Jonathan, I think is the name, he came and got the card. So the way we'll just do it is just, if you guys want to use the WeWork, I live right across the street here, so just come and grab the card from me and you can have access to it.
Would you sit at like any open space?
Yeah, so on the 6th floor, you guys been up there?
Mm-hmm.
No? No? Okay, it's really nice. It's like, it kind of reminds me of like a dorm setup. People are sitting there working, students, professionals and everything. And then there's all
They
these
got a
different.
full kitchen.
He has full kitchen and refrigerator and stuff.
Yeah.
And they have all these booths and nooks, whatever, where you can go and sit and you're kind of away from everyone, where you can kind of make calls on your laptop. But give me feedback on that, because he said it worked out pretty good, but it was his first time calling, so he was just like stumbling through things. But this is 24 hours, and then my concierge is 24 hours, so you can just drop the card back off at my front concierge. You don't have to bring it to me.
So is there a conference room up there, or would this be the conference room?
There's a conference room up there. I mean, I would say try to sneak
I
in
think
there.
there's little
Because you'll
rooms,
probably be in
aren't
there
there?
in the evening time, right?
No, this is for me, I wouldn't go there.
For what?
I wouldn't go there to work, I would go there
To meet
work
with people.
someone to meet.
Yeah. But I think that they close at 5, I think, the front desk. So after 5, I don't think they monitor anything.
Is there a conference room in your building?
Yeah.
Is it
It's
downstairs?
like a rec room or whatever downstairs. That's where I set people up a lot of times.
That would be also pretty cool to go there.
Yeah, I just wanted to, make it kind of like upbeat, I didn't want it to just be the rec room of my apartment building, just didn't want to do that. I mean, I do set people up there, and like you guys know, I set people up in my apartment too, so I do that, but I didn't want to have the weekly meetings there. But,
No, I mean, to meet clients, I guess not.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal if we really needed to, but I would prefer it to be an actual place, But yeah, you guys can grab the card from me and use this 24 hours a day. They also have a gym. The gym's Monday through Friday. I think they close it at 10 or something like that. And they have showers and everything, so you guys can use the WeWork if you guys want to. Go ahead. So that's it on the announcements. They had a lot of questions last night on the phone, a lot of good questions. If you could be thinking about questions and also be thinking about your schedule, because that's the next few things. But I'll bring up a question that I'm sure you guys asked me, right? And they've asked me, but it's a question that's pretty common, which is, how are we going to get the customer's documents if we haven't even given them what rate we're going to give them yet? I know one of you guys had to ask me that before. Because it's a really common question, because we're setting it up that way. I was sharing with them that I work for companies where I would be calling, and then when I get someone interested, there's another department that helps me get the client's documents in.
Mm-hmm.
They'll call and like, hey, you spoke to Mr. Osborne yesterday, you wanted to do a refinance, I'm here to help coordinate getting your documents in, blah, blah, blah. I would love to have that later on down the line also, kind of keep things more streamlined. But just to say that I'm not the only one that tries to get docs first. There's other companies like that. Companies like that. But it's basically, it's going to weed out the people that's serious and not serious. And I told Ernesto, was the main one that wanted to know. He was really going hard on this. Like, is there any way we can kind of change that? And I was just letting them know that you're kind of already telling them what rate we can offer. Remember that part where it says, oh, that makes sense, rates were a lot higher at that time. These days, rates are between 2 to 3.5%.
Can you send me something?
Yeah.
Can you send me some information on it? Well, I just told you what the information is.
That's what it is, yeah.
I
Would you
don't
like
really,
to move forward?
you want me to
Send me
email
docs.
you the 2 to 3%?
Yeah, right.
I mean, what do you want to see?
And so, to keep going off of that, he's the only one that can get into an argumentative tone and still make it work. Never get into an argumentative tone with the customer. But
I do.
I have to be honest,
I
because
do.
Jeff is working on his third closing right now. So, I mean, he's closed the most with it so far, so.
The reason I argue, you guys, it's really simple. I'm not afraid to argue with the clients.
Yeah, he's not
Because
afraid, yeah.
if they really want to save money, then I'm going to straighten their ass out and shake them by the shoulders over the phone and say, wake the F up. You either want this, you really want to save money, or you want to spend the money. What do you want to do? You
And
know,
really and truly,
don't-
that's what Jeff,
That's what
Nick was saying.
That's what Nick does.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Nick did.
In so many words, you do it differently.
I was
of course.
laughing. You do it differently, but I don't have the tact. I don't have the. I don't have a good bedside manner. Okay, but I still
Do
convey
something
the
to make
message.
it work, that's all I know, you know.
You know,
But-
I'm on my third one.
Yeah.
And by the way, you guys, this was a referral from someone I did not do a loan for a referral from the dialer. I think his name is John. I have it written down. Who I did not do a loan for yet. He says, Jeff, do you remember this, John, or something? You remember me? Yeah. Yeah, hey, how are you? He says, yeah. He says, I got my friend Darren on the phone. I want you to do a loan for him. I wound up going out of Darren's house in Compton, and
Hi.
John was
You
there.
Oh, my God.
And I didn't know it was John. He says, this is my friend John. I'm going, hi, John. And then I realized it was John when he was leaving. Fuck. And
We're
sat
all
there
here.
with Darren
So,
and-
Did you get the address?
great guy, you know?
Wow,
And we're doing a loan for him.
that is fantastic.
Yeah, 18575, I'm looking at that address right now.
So he's in a hard money loan at
It's
9.99%.
it's the conference room, so if you come here, I'll walk
Are you
outside.
kidding?
and-
No, his father died last year in May.
Yeah.
He had,
First one.
his dad had a reverse mortgage for about 3 years
It's two
or so,
Okay.
or 5 years, something like that.
Yeah.
And the house was paid off,
Are you
and
already gone? Do you come back?
after like
It's two buildings.
4 or 5 years
And
of being
it's
in a
the-
reverse mortgage,
From
his-
the parking structure, it's the second building.
reverse was like $230,000 payoff. So he had to
Yeah, it's,
save the house
it's two buildings, yeah.
from the
Two
bank.
buildings.
They didn't
Bridge
want to it. They
connected.
didn't want to give him a loan. He went to a hard money lender, and he knows nothing about mortgage,
Yeah.
nothing. He used to live on the street,
9.9.
and he's a truck driver.
Sounds about right.
And he
Oh,
was
okay, if
able
you're not
to
too far,
figure
yeah,
it
call
out
back and then
and
I'll keep
save
my
his
phone loud
dad's
so you can
house.
call me.
And he's living there now. And he's working, he's making about $3,900 a month gross.
No, it's
Yeah,
really
let's
cool.
go over
Just-
the building.
Yeah, it's fine, come on, come
I
on.
got him at 3%.
Yeah, what? Are you calling like 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 days a
First
week?
floor, yeah, we're all on the first floor in the conference room, and then come here, like I said.
I've
it's
been
all
working on this
phone and all
for
the
2.5 weeks.
No, but I mean,
Okay.
about it. Oh.
Not
Okay.
lately,
Okay, all right, thanks.
because I'm working on this deal, and, you know, it's like,
So-
you know, I'm taking a break. I had my nose to the grindstone for a long time.
So
I was on the dirt.
when you
Yeah,
tell them between,
5 hours a day.
sorry, when you tell them between 2 and 3%, you can say that's what it would be. Why do we go so low? Because most people have rates above 3.5.
Right.
If you go, oh, between 3 and 4, we'll already have a 3.5, and that shuts you down. So we go really low, 2 to 3.5%. So they go, I wonder if I can get that. And then you go, I can tell you that's what it would be, but I really want to tell you exactly what it would be. And that's the only reason why we're asking for some documents, so I can tell you. As soon as you send the documents, I can turn around and tell you exactly what your new rate and payment will look like. And then from there, it's usually clicking in their mind, oh, that makes sense. I see what he's saying. And so it's going to be a lower rate. It's going to be between this and this. But for me to get exactly what it's going to be, I need to send some documents. And it makes sense.
When I'm talking to them and they say that, you know, they need the rate, I just, you know, kind of go back to them and say, well, you've done a refinance before, right? And I'll say, yeah. I said, okay, so you know, no one can determine what your actual rate is without the, you know, without your.
Here's what I say.
You know, and then they say, oh, okay.
Here's what I say to get.
So you guys don't really have that problem too much?
No, I don't.
Here's what I say to get the docs in. It's actually really visceral. They say, why do you need all the documents? I say, well, you're going to get somewhere between 2 and 3, maybe 3.25%. When I come back with a quote, which gives you that rate, are you gonna say no? Or are you gonna say yes? Oh, I'll take it, I'll probably take it. I said, okay, so in order for us to give you the most accurate quote possible, without guessing, or without telling you it's gonna be 3%, and then when you send us the documents and we
We have
find
to
out there's
change it.
surprises,
Yeah.
it's gonna be 4%,
I'll say that sometimes.
Instead of
I don't
doing
wanna,
that,
like, make it sound
give
like
me
a
the
big
documents
switch.
now so that you get a true quote instead of a bait and switch quote. Because in your mind, it's gonna be a bait and switch, not in my mind. I'm telling you that I can't give you a quote that's accurate until you give me your documents. If you want a fake quote, I'll give you one right now. Without the documents, I don't need you to get to, you want it? I'll give it to you right now on the phone. 3%. You want it? Yeah, okay, give me your documents.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, they can't beat me. They can't outsmart me. They can't outthink me. And they can't out-frickin' maneuver me. Because I'm, like you guys, I'm educated, you know? I know my shit. And I've owned my own business before. I've had over 100 employees work for me. None of my fucking employees can spin circles around me. They can't do it. If they can do it, then they should be running the company, not me. So, yeah.
So what
That's
do you
why
guys-
I'm argumentative, because no one's gonna fuck with me. They're not. If they want to, let them. Good luck. There's the door.
When do you guys start asking for documents? After the questionnaire?
What's
So
that?
you finish all the questions, you get all the information?
Yeah, that's like their loan application.
Hi, I'm sorry I'm late.
Come on in and join us.
Who's this?
Yeah.
I'm Tara.
Tara. So we have another Tara.
Yes.
And Tara's a licensed loan officer, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you're in the right class. We're doing turn it into a university, freshman, senior, or high school.
I gotta watch my tongue now.
Oh,
I don't know you.
man.
You gotta watch your tongue in front of all of us.
No, they're like,
Breaking ears over
they're
here.
like family.
He didn't seem to worry about that.
I've been in sales environments. Don't hold your tongue on my behalf.
It really makes a
Big
difference
difference.
switching the meetings up, I noticed so far. But anyway, okay, so the way we're doing our meetings, Tara, is we started out with announcements, which we didn't really have any announcements this time, and then go into question and answer period, which is where we're at right now. And then at the end, we're just going to get everyone's schedule and their plan of action for the next week. That's it. So we're trying to kind of keep it real to the point and simple, and not really tarry a whole lot in the meetings. It's not really necessary. Since we have to do this every week, let's just get to the point, and so that's what we're trying to do. Obviously, you're going to have more questions since you're new and everything, but we're really happy to have you part of the team. We're trying to set people up as far as their, I think I told you on the phone, their laptop and get them started on Fridays and Sundays.
Yeah.
What did we ever talk about on that? I was going to try to see if I can
Friday
do
is
it.
fine.
Is that right? Okay,
Yes, I'll
that's
make
fine.
Friday happen.
Good. Someone else is coming on at 6:30 on Friday too, so good.
Good.
We're just having a good old time. It's basically just setting up laptops. It's fun. But anyway, all right. So we're at question and answer. Try to make sure that if you have questions, that it might be a question that can help the group. If it's something that you think that everyone may already know, maybe you can just ask me one-on-one, or if it's, think about it, should it be a one-on-one question? We had a lot of that when we had the joint meetings. People were asking, well, I have this one deal. Well, and we can talk about this one deal question, if it's going to help the whole group, type of thing. But don't say, well, what do you want me to do on this? And then you keep going into it, and we start underwriting the 500. So, okay, so any questions so far, you guys?
No.
Questions? Okay, good.
Then I will.
Okay, good.
How many different investors do you use in general? What do you use as your pricing engine?
Yeah,
You know, yeah.
they're chuckling because we were just talking about that.
Sorry.
So, no,
I'm going to make you rehash it.
no, not because
No,
of that,
that's
but
not
because
why. It's just a random joke.
that's really how we started I started to recruit people, was telling them, hey, we have all the lenders out there, and we still do.
Okay.
But over the last 2 months, prior to Christmas on into this year, we've had like 3 or 4 deals that happen to fallen into those non-QM categories.
Uh-huh.
And none of them's gone through yet. None, all 4 out of all 4 of them. And 2 of them died.
They do that.
Yeah, but the thing is, I really don't agree with it because
They shouldn't.
they don't want to pre-underwrite it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They don't want to spend time on anything. You know how I don't want to spend time on deals that they don't send docs in?
Yeah.
If the lender
Yeah.
does that, they don't want to spend time on deals that the appraisal's not done yet. So they want the appraisal to be completed, everything done, all docs in, everything to be, all I's are dotted and stuff. And then they'll look at it, and that could be 2 weeks, that could be a week and a half later or
And
something
by
like that.
that time.
Oh.
And by the time they already
It's
spent money, they already spent time,
Yep.
and then they can go in the 3rd week, oh, well, yeah, we can't do it. I don't
And
agree
that's
with
pretty
business
harsh
like
to
that.
my borrower. No, I need
Yeah.
it underwritten before then, but do you use UWM at all?
Oh, man, that's where we want to send everything,
That's
basically.
one of the
Good,
laugh-
because
that's
I
why we're
really
laughing.
like,
Yeah.
who's your account executive? Do you have one already? or-
Yeah, his name is Chris Mitchell, he's awesome. He
Okay.
actually reminds me of a really good AE that I had with New Century back in the day.
Yep.
New Century was the UW1 back in the day.
Yeah.
And he reminds me exactly the same. It's like he has to be related to that guy. And he's just like really, he's just like, we just vibe, you know, or he's really good. And, you know, you get those AEs that try to pretend like they're here to service you, but they do a horrible job at acting. You can
Okay.
tell that they're like, hey,
Yeah.
you're bugging me, I'm gonna get off the phone, you know.
Yeah.
But this guy is like super, like, I'll actually be the one saying, hey, I don't want to take your time. He'll go, no, wait, what is it? You know.
That's nice.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
that guy that really wants to try to help me out because he wants to see me grow. So like,
Yeah.
he's really good.
Because it
He
means
actually
more
went out here
money for
free.
him.
Yeah, he's,
But
I
he really
understand.
cares too.
I have to say, at that point though, that's a culture that they're cultivating, because my AE over there right now, his name is Joe, and I love him. And so.
UWM is awesome.
Yeah.
They just have a whole team. Have you ever got one of the video messages from them by chance?
I haven't watched.
No, the video message, just a quick, hey,
Yeah, I
they'll say your
know.
name, hey Harold, what's up? I just wanted to leave you a quick message. Instead of a
No, I haven't
voicemail.
gotten that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you'll see in the background when they're leaving you a message, it's like a whole
Uh-huh.
call center,
Office.
like a
Yeah.
call center of people with cubicles and stuff. So it's not like the other lenders, literally, this is not a joke. The other lenders, I don't know if it's a budget thing or what, but their AEs and their underwriters and stuff, they're working at home. Which is not a horrible thing, but the problem is, you don't have that customer service.
Yeah.
You're getting voicemail every time,
Yeah.
and they say if I don't pick up, leave a voicemail, I'll call you back in a couple hours, which is fine, but it doesn't happen. Sometimes the whole day goes by and then I'll call you back, and so you can't get your business done like that.
Actually, they also have that department that assists your processors.
It's a processor assist, they
Yeah.
have, you can talk to your underwriter. I just talked to SunWest people and they were like, oh no, that's against the rule, you'll never talk to the underwriter. Like, okay, it's fine, I want to talk to the underwriter, I just want the deal done. But if you
Yeah.
don't know what's going on, then can you talk to the underwriter? Well, yeah, I'll get to it. Well, I can
I'll
just do
get
it.
to it.
Yeah, I'll do it myself since you're busy, let me talk to the underwriter. It's
Yeah.
just, anyway, so yeah, we definitely want to send, they have good rates. If, we don't want to send it to them just because they're fast. We want to send it to them because they're fast and they're like, between them and Quicken, they have the best rates.
Competitive.
Yeah, those two
That
have the
makes
best
it
rates,
seem
yeah. So, it works, so. When we meet day after tomorrow, we'll talk way more about everything,
Of
the
course.
whole thing. But since these guys are scared to ask questions.
Good,
For
who's
the
your
next
title?
Who's the title?
Do you have a favorite
We use a
title?
place called Urban Escrow. It's a
Okay.
small family business, and they are fantastic. They're right down the street here.
But
And
are they
I-
also title or just escrow?
Yeah, they are, Urban Escrow has this, the owner of Urban Escrow, her sister works with Western Resource Services, whatever, and they're super close geographically as well. And they've been doing awesome. They charge a little extra, to be honest.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
It's regarding,
But can I say this real quick? I understand that question, but these guys understand that you don't even have to worry about that side of things because it, what do you call it, a regular loan officer. You do loan officer things. This is a real unique setup, a real unique setup. You'll get paid like a loan officer, but you'll have to work like just fronting the deals, like you're fronting the deals and that's
Yeah.
it. So you don't have to call the title reps, you don't have to call the AEs, you don't have to price the loans and all that stuff.
I have a sneaky reason for that.
You can, but you don't have to.
I just have a reason for that.
Okay.
The title person I'm working for right now, she gave me access to a tool so I can farm leads and pay a ridiculously low amount for them. So whoever you use, I know, you can do
Yeah,
that.
they do
But
that, yeah.
you also have source of
Absolutely, yeah.
leads. Yes.
I definitely want to try to take all reasons why you cannot be successful off the table. So my last meeting literally was, you guys eat me alive, tell me some suggestions, tell me what's going on. And I allowed everybody to just say that. And they were just really mean to me. No, everyone's really constructive, very constructive. And if I didn't fully agree with it, maybe I'll think on it some more. But if I agree with it, there's no time better than now just to make the change. You know? Right.
So regarding the payoff letter on the hard money loan, the lady at the hard money lender called my client and asked him who to send the payoff letter to. Was it the Urban Escrow or was it UWM?
Right.
And you said both, but why would both companies request? No, actually it was UWM who sent the request for both. And she said she can only send it to one, and there's a lot of confusion there. And UWM may not realize that a lender can only send a payoff letter to one company, and they're confusing this
Not true at
company.
all. No, so thanks for bringing that up. We'll probably make that the last question unless you guys have any other questions. Then we'll grab schedules and then we'll hit it with that. I mean, if you guys have another question, let me know. But on that, this is part of the reason why I wanted to go with UWM. They have all these crazy things. I won't even go down the list, but one of their sayings while you're waiting on hold is we're revolutionizing the way you do loans or something like that. And it's so true. That's like hit the nail on the head because they're basically streamlining the thing. It's just awesome. I mean, I want to be a part of that. So they have something called processor assist. So you know, you do the broker side, you have to have a process, or the lender side too. You have to have a process to process a loan. And when it comes down to it, if it's a clean enough file, you can practically just have them process it internally, but you still have control. Not like, you know, sometimes when you let lenders process, you're completely out of the loop, and it's like it's not like that. You're still in control, and you can tell the processor kind of what to do practically. So anyway, at the beginning of submission, you sign up for processor assist, and they'll order all the title work, all the payoffs, all the homeowners insurance, everything. They even can they have something called Dockless, where they'll contact your customer and get everything from the customer too. I never did that one there. But you don't even get the docs from the customer. It's just crazy. They have all kinds of crazy stuff. So what I do is when I first start, we don't need those basic things at the beginning. We don't need the prelim escrow instructions and the payoffs and the homeowners insurance. All that stuff we're going to get because we have to wait for the appraisal. That's the big thing, right? There's no way around that. If we don't get an appraisal waiver, we have to wait usually about a week for the appraisal. Within that time, I can get the payoff I can get a payoff in 10 minutes. So it's not really hard to get. You know, I can call myself and get the payoff. But what I do is to save myself some time, I'll sign up for processor assist and I'll open escrow. Escrow, one of their jobs is to get the payoff, and the processor assist to get the payoff too. So whoever's faster at it, they'll get it. So I'm like double reinforcing it. I don't need it from either one of them, I can get it myself. But
So
just to
it's
save time.
okay for them to send it to one of the two. Their
Send
choice.
a million payoffs out. There's no limit.
They only do one. This
This is a private investment.
Yeah, it's private.
That's
money,
different.
So it's different.
So, okay, but in this case, should it be the UWM if they're the one?
I guess it doesn't matter.
That's what I was saying. It
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, I can get the customer on the phone,
I wasn't sure.
and I can call them, and they can send it while you're on the phone. They can send it, like email it or fax it.
I told her, don't send it to either, just send it to me.
Yeah.
And she says, I can't.
But the biggest thing is I don't think that they knew that it
Yeah.
was the same company, that it was
She said they don't work together, she says. I said, I don't know what to tell you. I'll call you back and let you know.
Yeah.
That's when I texted you and she was still on the phone.
Yeah. So either one's fine, or neither one is fine too. I can get it myself. It's not a big deal. Yeah.
Okay. so
Payoff is the
she's-
easiest thing to get, like, you know.
You'll check tomorrow and see if it was sent in already?
I got some emails saying we got.
You have her
some
number, I
stuff
gave you her name and number.
done.
You
Okay,
can always call her and ask her,
cool,
okay? And you
Yeah.
can just, whatever. It's on the text, so.
cool. All right, so, let's do the scheduling now. I was sharing that this guy, man, that's why now when people apply, I just bring them in. I just bring them all in. You guys know
Thanks.
why? You know why? Because you don't know who are the ones that are gonna come and stick, and the ones that are gonna come and waste my time. And then out of the ones that stick, you don't know which one's
You're
gonna
so
close,
flattering.
which one's not gonna close.
Thank you so much.
No, but
I'm feeling the love.
I was just having a bad Saturday, and this guy was like,
It was the
"Harold."
worst, actually, it was probably the worst.
He's like,
interview
Harold,
you
come
ever
over
had.
here. I'm like, I'm here. I'm like, who is this guy? Like, he has a real whiny voice and stuff. I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. And you know what? Never mind. Just come back some other day. I was gonna do that, and he goes, I said that. He was like, I'm not gonna go all the way back to Long Beach. I drove
Yeah.
all the way out here.
But I didn't say it like that, I went, I'm not gonna go, and I went the wine.
And that was when we were first over at the 17th floor, and then it's the first time I ever tried to use the building on a Saturday.
You couldn't get in the frickin' building.
I was paying for the building, and they wouldn't let me in. They were like, do you have an account here? Like, and it was kind of embarrassing because like I'm meeting this guy.
Oh, he was fuming.
Yeah.
Oh, he was so frustrated, and
Oh my
he was,
gosh.
I saw angry Harold. I did. You were losing it, and I had to bring in the reins and go, Harold, it's okay, it's okay, I got the security guard. They're letting us in, come on, come on.
You know.
And I had to kind of convince you that I got the door open.
The point is, it almost didn't work
It
out
took
with
so
Jeff.
long for him to get to the door, the security guard disappeared. She left, because I couldn't get him over. Seriously, right?
Oh my God.
She had to come back
And he's
again.
closed the most loans so far. I mean, it's not like a million loans, but he's closed the most loans, you know. So,
Yeah,
so the point
everybody
is-
closed 1 to 0, and I
Yeah.
closed 2.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
deal.
So-
Twice as many as everybody else.
Yeah, so I just bring people in and then, you know, I'll share this and we'll get into the schedule, we'll wrap it up. You know, once we get loans closing, then I'll actually start getting business cards for you, and then I'll start doing, getting application and getting your, if you have a license, getting your license switched over and getting all the technical stuff done. Because otherwise, the way I'm hiring, I'll just be losing my mind getting, you know, all these people signed up and then like a week later, you know, exit them out, you know, it'll just be too much. So I'll see, once you actually start showing that you're serious about it, sending deals and stuff like that, then I'll get your application, employment application, there'll eventually be a background check and all that, and get your license moved over. But your license is hung somewhere else right now?
It is.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying right now, don't even worry about it, just,
Yeah,
Yeah,
right now
fill
I'm
it
a
all out.
glorified telemarketer. We'll figure it out.
yeah, exactly. That's
And,
exactly
you know,
what it is.
And I have no problem doing that. I
Yeah.
really don't. When I do have a deal, I see that you use points, so I can send you a point file, because it's on my computer.
I'm telling you, you don't have to do none of that stuff. You can put in a point if you want, but we have a questionnaire. We'll go over all that.
Okay.
Then you just fill the questionnaire out.
I see, I'll get orientation. That's
Mm-hmm.
fine.
And we'll throw it in.
You know what that is?
Hmm.
His updated
All right.
current driver's
Send it on
license.
over.
Oh my gosh.
And,
Driver's license. You want to text it to you?
yes, Jeff, please send all that stuff that I requested, send that stuff over. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, you guys, I wanted to kind of switch it up a little bit on the scheduling. We've done it before where I got your schedule, but it really wasn't, we did it a little different. So what we're trying to do is, I want it to be interactive. I would like for you to give me feedback onto, I mean, if you're not comfortable saying it in an open environment, just tell me what's going on or whatever, but what is it else you got going on? Like, do you have another job, stuff like that? Which is totally fine, of course, you know, that's your bread and butter, you know, I understand that. But, like you guys, I'm like excited about you two, but you guys never hardly get on. You get on like once a week or something like that. But obviously, there's probably something else going on. I don't think you guys would keep coming if you weren't interested. So, let's go ahead and start with you, Nick, if you don't mind. Just tell me like a schedule that you can think of, and tell me what, if you don't mind sharing, if you don't want to, you don't have to, just tell me later on, but I'll just put the schedule down.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, so tomorrow,
Tomorrow is Thursday. Sorry, give me a second here. And then Manny, you got the Spanish lockdown, right? Spanish, right? Yeah. And I was like, man, I know he's gonna get a lot of them. But it's not that you guys aren't doing good. You guys, I could tell you're good on the phone, but it's just,
we need to spend more time.
yeah, what's going on? So, okay, so here we go. What the heck does that say? That's the phone number. Okay, so tomorrow is Thursday. Okay,
Yes, so 7 to 9.
7 p.m. to 9 p.m. All right. Oh, the Super Bowl Sunday, I think, right?
Yeah.
So you guys definitely don't want to be calling on Sunday. You can if you want to.
All right,
If
see
it's
what happens.
good.
No, and then, so Friday, nothing. Saturday, it's gonna be in the morning, but I don't know what time yet.
Okay, so let's say tentatively 10.
Yeah, so like 10 to like 1.
Something like that. Cool.
And Monday,
I got the tax return just now.
let's go 7 to 9 again.
7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay. We calling Tuesday?
Tuesday, I don't know. That's a question mark, who knows?
And then we're back to Wednesday. We're on Wednesday, yeah. So
Okay.
cool. Okay, we got 3 days there. And, okay, so cool. You work at something else, aren't you, Nick?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so understood. Let me know if, obviously you know how to grab a dialer and everything, but if there's anything that can help get you
Yeah,
going.
for some reason, like when I was hitting you up last time, that I couldn't log into the dial,
Mm.
I was actually on some weird, I was on call tools, but some other login screen they had.
Yeah, oh yeah, you ended